What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot Friends. Justin here, and I hope you're feeling amazing today. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just phenomenal, Cancer, and it keeps us growing. I know I'm just pumped right now, Cancer. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. So the purpose of this channel, for those of you who have Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, wherever, Cancer, this one's for you. And I do tarot card spreads based on our ruler here, the good old Moon. And I'll talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in, when she's going void, of course, just all those lunar shenanigans. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on a situation, and everything will be dope, Cancer. Now, let's jump into it. Your space, so cleansed. Gems, so lovely. Just good, good energy all around here, Cancer. I'm doing the most. Let's get into this thing, Cancer. Because Cancer, the moon is going to be, the moon's in Virgo for a little bit today, but she's going to be going void of course at about 5:06, and that's going to be Central Time. And PM, I don't know if I mentioned it, 5:06 p.m. Central Time. And then she'll be moving from Virgo into Libra on Wednesday at about 8:43 in the morning. So we're looking at a pretty good void of course time, about 15 hours, 37 minutes. And with the void of course time, Cancer, especially today, yeah, I know I maybe feel like I might be putting like hyper emphasis on during this period of time, because really the Saturn energy, because if you didn't know, Cancer, the day has come. Saturn is going to be entering Pisces. It's game on, Cancer. And I feel like this is good energy. You know, this is something where I don't know. You tell, Cancer. I'm real pumped up about it. But with the void of course energy, this is a really good time to just kind of do some meditation. You know, do some reflection. What do you want to get accomplished this cycle during the Saturn cycle here? Because Saturn is a planet of restrictions and limitations, but it's also, you know, of time. And Saturn's the type that rules over Capricorn and Aquarius. And Saturn is the type that if you put in the work on these things that you know, these areas in our lives that need improvement. Saturn is the type that you work on that type of stuff. I'm thinking, I'm thinking with the Capricorn energy, then, you know, when we get to that release, you know, when we get to the end of that cycle, you know, the reward is expansive. And it's not just help yourself. I'm thinking with this Aquarius energy, it's just like, I feel like it's going to provide you with just like new insights, and it just, Saturn really can reward handsomely when we invest in this time. So meditate on this, Cancer. Oh, because meditate on this, Cancer. Because, let's get to the void of course stuff here, because we're going to go in. It's also a time of when plans may be subject to change. I was like, what do we do? What is void of course even about? It's a time where plans may also be subject to unexpected changes, and people are less likely to make decisions during this time, Cancer. So just something to be mindful of in this energy. And then with the moon being we're still going to go with the moon in Virgo, considering it's in Virgo for a majority of the day. But with the moon being in Virgo, you know, this is a good time, Cancer. If we need to really kind of sit down and get just like a game plan of whatever we want to do, get a list, get a schedule set up, Virgo moon's got your back. That's Virgo's bread and butter, is getting everything organized and getting like a routine and a game plan set up. Bet. In this too, Cancer, this is a good time, you know, routines for whatever. If we're thinking about, you know, maybe wanting to make more times to be creative, or take more time to, you know, maybe focus on that side job that you've been wanting to start up, or even just like a hobby, or whatever it is, Cancer, this is great energy for you for this lunar, you know, rest of this lunar cycle, the Saturn cycle. It's just good times. And something too, Cancer, you know, depending on, you know, when you were born, this would have been, so probably like around the I want to say probably, I'm not mathing right now, but, Saturn, when I'm thinking about like Saturn returns, those are good times for change as well. So some of you, if you have your Saturn in Pisces, this is something too, check your chart, because you may be in on like a big cycle here, because Saturn returns are, some big changes. They only happen every 30 years when it comes around to your cycle. It's like at 30, between like 28 and 30, and then I want to say between like about 58 to 60, I want to say. So if we're thinking, check where your Saturn placements are at. It's important, Cancer. And then where are we at? Okay, we talked about Virgo, and then with the full moon energy, this is a time to just see what you've accomplished up until now, Cancer. This is to focus on your celebrations and to see if there were any things that we may have missed, how we can incorporate that. The full moon is an energy of just great manifestation energy. Energy is just all over the place. So this is a good time to work with these energies too, especially what we're getting ready to talk about here. And then lastly, Cancer, the decks that I'm using. This one is the Dreamy Moons Tarot deck, and then the other one is the the Astrology Oracle deck. And I've included links for these decks and other decks that I like using down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested, Cancer. But Cancer, the general energy of the day, the Wheel of Fortune, because yes, we are in a new cycle. This is this is brilliant, Cancer. This is Jupiter energy. And Jupiter's the type to provide abundance, and it's a planet of expansion, and it's also of like higher learning and philosophy. It's a real kind of deep energy, Cancer. And I also feel like with this energy, it's like just seeing where we're at this cycle. Are there areas that we need to maybe balance out? Have we been overindulging? Because Jupiter where it can be such an abundant planet, Cancer, it can be one where it can be where we get a little too overindulgent. So that's something to keep in mind. Have we been maybe doing like overeating, or have we been under a lot of stress, or anything along those lines, Cancer? If there's been like an excess of something, can we find some balance there? But this is really too, Cancer. The Wheel of Fortune is really just thinking about where you're at on your journey right now, and really doing a check-in. Am I taking all of the steps to, one, shine as bright as this Wheel of Fortune is, and to do all the things that your heart really desires. You know what I mean? I feel like, and this is, when I talk about that kind of stuff, Cancer, doing like, what you want to do as opposed to our obligations. It's not me saying that you have to like quit your job. I mean, if you can and you can follow your dreams, I say go for it, take a sabbatical. But I'm saying, making sure that we have balance in our lives, Cancer, because that's what these cycles are about, maintaining that balance in the constant cycles that we go through, Cancer, going through just day and night. You throw in lunar cycles, we throw in planetary cycles, seasonal cycles. It's life, Cancer, is just a series of beginnings and endings, and it's reflecting on how we've grown and in seeing too, analyzing, the areas that we can improve, and then seeing, when I'm thinking about this Virgo energy, Cancer, even with all this abundance, I feel like the abundance really comes too when we treat ourselves, and then we balance too, being of service for others as well, sharing the abundance around, Cancer, and whatever that looks like, This could be, maybe making some art for people to look, or I don't know, Cancer, something along those lines, maybe doing some volunteering possibly, if that's your jam, or, just I feel like doing some things too, and this doesn't even necessarily have to be like a volunteer. This could be even like how I created that little group, maybe making like a blog, doing like some positive writing, just like something, Cancer. I feel like that can up, and you can even help be of service by even talking about, whatever routines that you've been picking up on, some of the things that have been working out for you, could be of service to society, could be to like your friends, your family, because guess what? You share how you've improved, and if they try it out, then they share with people. They've improved, and then look at you, Cancer. You've just raised the vibration. And that's, when we were talking about that yesterday, how we're all connected, Wheel of Fortune, I feel like, is to remind us too that there's more than enough abundance for all of us. This idea that only abundance is only for those select few, Cancer, is silly. It's because there's an illimitable amount of energy and abundance out there for us. It's just figuring out how, I don't even know how I put that down, figuring out how we channel that energy for us, and what abundance looks like for us. For some abundance looks like $1 million, a bunch of cars, yachts, and for others it can be just a warm meal with some family on a Sunday night. I don't know, Cancer. It can just vary, and it's all beautiful, It's all, we just have to make sure that it's resonating with us, Cancer. Whew, all right, let's get into let's see how we can work with this energy, Cancer. This is, I feel a profound one coming on. Yup. Brilliant. Oh, brilliant, Cancer. How lovely. Yeah, this is going to be a lovely reading, Cancer. Because when we're just talking about that, endings and beginnings. Endings and beginnings. Cancer, we're shedding old skin. That's what the energy is about. The Death card is, it's the letting go. It's taking everything we've learned, all of the improvements that we've added on ourselves, and all of the lessons, Cancer. It's taking all of that stuff and it's taking the what we've learned and turning it into wisdom, where it could look and it may feel like I don't know, like it's like your chest is about to burst open, but it really is beautiful, Cancer, when this goes down. When that evolution happens, it gives you new inspiration. It gives you just new light here. We got more planetary energy coming through. We got Uranus here. And Uranus is the energy of doing something different, maybe shaking things up. If things have been feeling kind of stagnant, Cancer, if we find that, or not even that, I feel like that this is more jumping into this, Cancer, embracing this transformation with this Fool's energy with open arms, because it might feel like a shock at first. That's more so what I wanted to say, because Uranus energy can be kind of shocking. It could be, some old ways, how you used to operate can suddenly change overnight. It's like think about when you were a kid. We had our staples that we liked, like our certain foods, and we would never, there were certain things like for me, I was like vegetables and stuff. Absolutely not. Now I'm on a vegan diet, and it's just like that's all I eat is vegetables. And it's just like you see how even from childhood to adolescence to adulthood, your palate, something as simple as that can change. Cancer, I feel like this is embracing all of the changes that are coming through, and embrace them with a curiosity too, because it may be something where it's like, something may not be vibing with you, but maybe you're like, I kind of want to check out a class for something, or I want to do something. There's like that little something in you is just like, your heart is just like, I want to try something new, try something different, try something that I love, incorporate something fun. I feel like that transfer. The Death card is fantastic, because when we get through the hurt, because there may be some in this healing, Cancer, there could be some intense feelings in a Death card situation. I'm not saying that it's just a parade here. No, sometimes it can be, a lot of heavy emotions, a lot of, you may feel kind of raw afterwards. It can be a whole experience. But I tell you, Cancer, this Fool's energy, for me, how we can work with this energy, if we do this, Cancer, it can be so cathartic when we when we just kind of allow these feelings to just sort of pour out and be confident in expressing our, and I mean, so I'm talking Cancerian, you know, expressing our emotions and following where those like that voice is leading you, you know, seeing where this evolution is taking you, Cancer, because the Wheel of Fortune is trying to lead us to abundance. And I feel like, you know, abundance never goes away for you or away from you. It's just that depending on how we work with the energies, if we're, you know, still kind of resisting energies, it's like Wheel of Fortune is always going to be there for you, but it's just like, okay, we may have to go about it a different fashion than where the energies initially were at, but we still got it. So, any more? Let's see what else we got here, Cancer. Oi. Okay. But I hope you are feeling really good, you know, during this shift. And you know, you may not even be feeling anything like super, you know, stark right now. Saturn energy kind of takes some time to get sort of settled in, but you know, just something to be mindful of, you know, observing, you know, seeing what changes are around there, Cancer. Okay, cool. Got like a little stack here, Cancer. All right. Oh, there we are. Yeah, Cancer. We got the King of Wands, with King of Wands, the Eight of Stars, and here we are, Queen of Cups, and then we got the Ace of Crystals here, Cancer. Good here. So some other ways we can work with these energies here and stop throwing stuff all over the place. With this Virgo energy, Cancer, you know, the King of Wands, he's a planner. You know, he's got a lot of energy that he's working with here. And this is, I feel like, getting a game plan right now. You know, there's some new skills that we're getting ready to refine here, Cancer, with this Eight of Stars here. You know, we're going to get into, you know, some unfamiliar territory. You know, it's time to start cooking up some stuff here, you know, getting some things started up here, Cancer. Because I feel like, where'd these crystals go? I feel like that with this new cycle that's coming down here, they're going to be, as we're going through this growth, Cancer, you're going to start feeling inspired. You know, I feel like that this energy these changes may provide some new inspirations for you here, and it's just being aware of that, you know, kind of really tuning in. And Cancer, you know, making sure that we're keeping our emotions, you know, that we're understanding, or just keeping an eye on our emotions during this transition period. You know, the Queen of Cups, she's the only queen of the court cards in this deck where her cup is closed. You know, she's the type that when she feels those emotions, she takes a minute and reflects on them. Sometimes she has to give them space. You know, it can't just be we can't just always be just, you know, all Knight of Cups just out all day. I'm not saying that you need to bottle up your feelings, but it's more so when during this transition, if the Queen of Cups is feeling any sort of like intense sort of like energies while she's going through this Death card here, I feel like that is just, you know, if we're noticing that there's something bubbling up there, you know, making sure that we express that, you know, if we're around people, it's just like, hey, I might need to remove myself for a little bit. I just kind of got to be with this thing for a little while, just kind of observe what's going down in here. Because you remember I was talking about the deacons, Cancer. The Queen of Cups is the first two deacons of Cancer, and then the last deacon, the last 10 degrees of Gemini. And I feel like that is really getting an emotional understanding of yourself, and really, you know, having that self-intelligence, and like really understanding, you know, what you're working with as you're going through this transition, Cancer. And I feel like when you do that there's going to be almost like I feel like that this cycle is going to start making a lot more sense, and where the universe has been trying to guide you is going to make more sense, Cancer. I hope that makes sense. But let's get into how we can work with these energies here. Good here? Okay. Let's see how we can, what are some challenges that may come up with this energy, Cancer? Let's see what's going down here. Oh, my girl. the Empress. And before we talk about the Empress, girl, let's talk about the Knight of Crystals. He's following us around, Cancer. And I feel like that it's Cancer. I feel like that it's taking this information that we've learned about ourselves and really starting to put it into practice. If there's anything, if we've been thinking about starting up something, or if we realize that, like certain foods aren't working out with us or working for us, or that, we might need to, we've noticed, let's say if we're trying to quit something, I'm thinking cigarettes, for example, we notice that it's not working, taking that, not ignoring those signals, taking those signs that you're getting from your body and taking action towards correcting them, taking care of yourself, Cancer. The Empress is she's the embodiment of self-care. She's, and I don't know if I mentioned Cancer, these aren't gender specific readings. You are absolutely an Empress in this scenario here. And the challenge, I feel like, is, making sure that we're taking care of ourselves, because this vessel, Cancer, this is how we get our abundance, taking care of this, and not just like the physical body, taking care of our energies as well, being aware of the people that we're around, the stuff that we allow in our space, from, I'm thinking even from like TV to music to foods to whatever, really making sure. Venus energy. Venus is very nurturing energy. And when we pour that and couple that with Queen of Cups, come on. You throw some of this energy down on you, Cancer. Absolutely, there's going to be Wheel of Fortune here. And the Empress too, she's mad abundance. This is Venus energy. So now Cancer, and look at the planetary energies that you're under right now. You have Venus and Jupiter, and I want to say they may not still be conjunct, but they were in close relationships here last week, and you'll still be feeling these energies, I want to say, at least throughout this week. But it's a very abundant energy, both of them. Venus is known as the smaller benefactor, and Jupiter is the great benefactor. Both are bringing abundance, and the challenge is, Cancer, again, taking this knowledge that you've learned and turning it into wisdom. Then how the Knight of Crystals becomes the King of Crystals is by putting this stuff into motion. We don't sit on Ace of Crystals, because then it's just like, it's like having the cure for the flu, but then not doing anything with it. You're sitting on abundance, Cancer. So let's go and get this. Any more here? Okay, yeah, let's go get that Empress. I love the Empress. Love it when she pops up. And I'll tell you what, Cancer, I've been watching some other readers too. This is she's been busy. Even in some of my other readings, the Empress has been, the last round of readings, Empress has been busy. So she's trying to get us out there to get our abundance, Cancer, making sure that we're taking care of ourselves in that too. But let's get some advice, all this planet advice. Let's get some advice from Mercury. Let's see what this... Oh, you know what, Cancer? One thing before we get on to that, I'm just thinking Mercury. Mercury is the planet of, it represents how we communicate, how we process information, think, and all of that. And I feel like, Cancer, during this cycle, getting, not that I don't think that your thoughts aren't already this, Cancer, but filling our thoughts with abundance and what we're telling ourselves with abundance, how we're addressing ourselves, talking about, I don't know, put like an affirmation up or something. I'm a big fan of that. And just like being aggressive with all the positivity that you're telling yourself. I feel like that with this cycle, Wheel of Fortune is really about undoing some real deep ingrained type of stuff, Cancer, and yeah. Okay, let's see. That's what I just saw with how these energies were kind of lining up here. It's just something to think about. And Uranus, Cancer, the planets are on your side here. It's time to shake some stuff up here. But let's get some advice. Oh, there you are, King of Pentacles. All right. I see you. King of Pentacles, 3 of Crystals, and then 6 of Cups. Cancer, Some advice. I'm thinking with this Six of Cups, Three of Crystals here. We're getting ready to get into a place where we're about to start some new experiences here. We're getting ready to share some new memories with ourselves, with your higher self, with your family, your friends, loved ones, pets, plants. And if we have any old things, that we're dealing, maybe be dealing with in the past, if there's, if we're finding maybe that this cycle has been an emotional one for us, possibly. I feel like that, taking some time and, I understand, take some time and heal for that Cancer, Empress. If we've been, and this is where I've been talking about, it's like as far as like resting up, I get, we got stuff. I'm not saying, like cut down on your responsibilities, but making sure that we're, that we're getting good rest. How's your sleeping looking, Cancer? Are we getting enough sleep? Making sure that, and I'm not saying, getting enough sleep for you, whether that's be, some people can run on 6 hours and feel just like someone who, like me, like I like sleep, getting a good amount of sleep, get like 8 hours in. So, I do about 7 to 8, but, are we resting, Cancer? Because Three of Crystals can be very heavy energy. Can be, this can get into like the depression type of realm, very melancholy, sorrow, just something that's got us into the feels. This could represent maybe some kind of like some deep-rooted, possibly some trauma that we might be working through. And I feel like Cancer, the advice, as it makes sense, let's start taking some steps towards healing. Maybe there's some past things that we might still be holding on to, some old cups that might be holding some old water here, and we need to empty those, Cancer, so that we can make room for some new abundance, so that we can start. I love it. King of Pentacles. This is Virgo energy. Virgo with a touch of Libra energy. It really can't. This. Venus, I'm having a moment. Venus rules over Libra, and I'm just saying all that, Cancer. When we take care of ourselves with this Virgo energy, we find balance. And that's how amazing. The last decan of Libra is with Gemini influence, and I'll get some. I got some ideas, Cancer. Look at, I tell you, Cancer, keep it up. Every time we do these meetings, you give me great ideas, or at least something to at least get something cooking up here. But Cancer, when we focus on that healing, I feel like, and focus on, any sort of, if we have any sort of things that we might want to deal with, this is how we're going to get stability, and because the King of Pentacles he's got to be just like grounded of the kings. He's very, very much just calm, and rooted in his foundation anymore. Let's switch back over, Cancer. But he's very strong and very rooted in his abundance and his stability. And I'm talking both financial, emotional, physical, spiritual, all of that. He keeps his stuff in check. And I like that. I like that. I'm even looking at his throne here. He's got a couple bulls on here. And granted, that gives me kind of like Taurus vibes. And even these rams on here give me Aries kind of vibes. But I feel like even with that, Cancer, I feel like that that's signifying too that when we start this stuff, Aries energy, initiating this healing, and whatever that looks like, if there's something that's been kind of on your mind, and if we persevere with that Taurus energy, Wheel of Fortune, abundance, destiny, we get closer to that calling, I feel like it all just kind of just comes together in the end. So I think I'm gonna leave that there, Cancer. I hope you like that. I hope that made sense. That was quite a deep one there. Got to talking about deacons and stuff, and let me know if that's like too much or anything like that. It's just something that I've been doing a lot of research and just a lot of studying in my downtime. So yeah, let me know if you're even, because I can even kind of dial back on that if you But whatever, Cancer. I actually, I'm just gonna geek out on you, Cancer. But if you like that, or if something resonated with you, give it a thumbs up and share this, Cancer, especially when my girl comes up, the Empress. You know, I'm all about self-care. There's making sure that we're checking in with ourselves, because there is mad abundance in just this reading, you know, and I feel like that with what's going down, there's going to be this is going to be in a very, I feel like, abundant month, Cancer, as the energy starts, and really year, you know, I feel like as things start to ramp up, you know, and the energy start to get settled in. So share this, you know, and then if you haven't already, subscribe, and then if you want, you know, kind of like personalized stuff, you know, hit that bell button. You'll get notified when I release videos each day. I'm all up on Insight Timer. I've decided, yeah, that's just going to be my platform. Yes, I'm on Facebook as well, but I don't really do much on Facebook. I do post stuff from time to time, but more so I've been kind of trying to going from this angle. You know, everyone's on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and whatnot, and I could be bothered. But I like the idea of Insight Timer. You know, this is a place for us to just like meditate and do like uplifting things. Like I started a group on there. It's called Zodiac's Raising the Vibration, and it's just a spot to just drop positive affirmations, your, you know, enlightening messages, just something along those lines. Just a place if you ever need a little pick-me-up, you know, you need a little affirmation to throw into your day, just go in there. I post there every day. You know, so far, yeah, since I've made it, I've posted something in there every day. So come on over, Cancer. You know, it's a free app. They have a premium one, which is pretty cool, but, you know, they have all types of stuff, Cancer, and it's real zen. I've been working with it for years, so I like it. And then, lastly, check your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus, your Venus, your Mercury. All the planets are here. I mean, even if you want to check some of your outer planets, Cancer, check your Jupiter, your Uranus. Uranus is going to be more kind of generational energy, but yeah, check that all out, Cancer. Get a big picture of yourself, and then go check out my other channel, Alchemist 8. I do videos weekly there with different monthly themes. It's a good old time, Cancer. And all that housekeeping down in the description box below. But let me get you a surprise card here so I can get you out of here. I love it. I love it, Cancer, because you got the Justice card here. Here's Libra. Weren't we just talking about Libra? Here's Libra. Balance is coming here. Empress, calm down. You see the Empress like jumping like, hey. Fine, girl. But we got to talk about justice. Justice is cause and effect. You know, this is what we put in, Cancer, is what we get out. So be mindful of that. With this time, treat yourself like an empress. You know, really, in your work, in your life, in just whatever you do, go with empress mentality. You know, we're spreading abundance. You know, we're putting our heart into this journey. And I feel like, Cancer, you know, when we do that, then we can achieve this balance. And look at you, you're going to be ready for the moon in Libra tomorrow. You're already on it, Cancer. Look at you, so ahead of the game. I'm with it. But this is good, Cancer. This is nice. I feel like this is a great way to start off a new Saturn cycle, you know, and really get into this energies, and so I'm with it. So stay safe out there, Cancer. You keep eyes on the moon, which I don't got to tell you that. Come on, Libra. Come on, we're already anticipating the energies here. I'm with it. I feel the change, Cancer. And I will catch you on the next one tomorrow.